Hello everyone, just going to do a update here on my even cut lawnmower. I've had this about a year now, and it's been about a year since I did my other initial review of it. I'm actually out mowing my yard. I need to get a glass of tea, smoke a cigarette, so I figure I'd just do my update here. Grass is a little high. I was on vacation last week, so it's been 2 weeks since it's been cut. I usually do it every week. And it rained about an hour and 15 minutes ago. Just a little shower, rained for about 20 minutes. And it's still doing okay, even though the grass is wet. What I have done to it is that little plate on the side, that's your motion kit. It was about 25 bucks through them. It does seem to work pretty well. It's doing a good job mulching the grass, as you can see here where I've already just cut. It's clumped up a little bit, but it's also pretty high. This is probably about as high as you're going to get it with the motion kit. I did that other video where I was mowing some grass that was about 10 inches or almost a foot high. Or it was about a foot high. It wouldn't do that with the motion kit on. But anyway, one other thing I did too is the front was sitting a little low, even when I took all the spacers out. So I ended up putting this washer in right here and using that as a spacer, and that's just about evened it out. That worked out, you know, I just had them laying around, but that worked out really well. That got it sitting nice and flat, because without that washer the front was knocked down a little bit. And you know, you want your deck as flat as you can get it. And then when I did that, I had to, well, you can see better on this one, I had to take the top spacer out to get that to fit in there. And one side note of that is, you can see the wheels kind of move now, kind of follows the terrain, which I kind of like when I'm on. I'm an off-road guy, you know, keep all wheels on the ground. And there's just something about this kind of satisfying, watching the wheels follow the contour of the ground when you're mowing. That's just my psychoness, I guess. One other thing I had to do to it is replace the bearing that's in there. It's actually underneath there by the blade. That bearing went out. I called the manufacturer. They said they usually didn't warranty them, but because the lawnmower was less than a year old, they usually don't go bad, excuse me, they went ahead and sent me one. I gave them the model number of the mower, the motor, serial number, all of it. They sent me the wrong bearing, but it was free. Took it to my lawnmower repair shop. The bearing was like 8 bucks. They put it in. You know, I was having the blade and stuff sharpened anyway, so I think I was in it all together for about 40 bucks. So no big deal there, but I was kind of disappointed that the bearing went out that soon. I live here in the deep south, and we mow pretty much year round. Well, I got about 3 months, 3.5 months out of the year we don't mow. The rest of the time I'm mowing, and I mow every week, so it has had its use. My yard's not big, but it's not dinky. But anyway, it gets a lot of use. Let's see what else. Of course, I did all the maintenance on it, changed the oil, air filter, all that stuff. I do that all yearly. I use Mobile One full synthetic. I called up Briggs & Stratton. They said that would be fine. That's probably overkill, but they said if I wanted to use it, spend the money, go ahead. I mean, when you're spending this much on a lawnmower, what's 10 bucks for a quart of oil once a year? You know, that's nothing to have a low insurance. What I did say on my other review was, you know, you could get underneath and there was a drain plug to drain the oil. Oh no, there's a spot for a drain plug. Briggs in their wonderful wisdom, I guess, decided to save some money and not put a drain plug in there. It's just a, you know, it's a solid casting. They never drilled it out and threaded it. So you have to, where the oil goes, you pull that out and you put a little siphon in there. I have a little siphon I use for the differentials on my Jeep. And so you have to suck all the oil out. Then I pour a little more in there and swish it around, and then suck all that out to make sure I get everything, and then refill it. That sucks. I mean, when you're spending this much money, Briggs could have put a damn drain plug on the bottom of it. That kind of pissed me off. But everything else I've been pretty happy with. I haven't had any problems with the lawnmower. Everything's worked fine, except for that bearing. I did put this up here because it gets hot and my hands sweat. I'd rather push the mower than use these. The angle on your wrist, I mean, that's just not a natural angle. It sucks. So I usually put one hand here. And again, I got these little zip ties. I just stick them over here to hold the throttle down in the self-propelled. The self-propelled, now that I've played with it a while, is working better. I used to mow really early in the mornings and the grass was still a little wet with dew and moisture. Now I mow later in the afternoon when it's completely dry, and the self-propel works fine. It's just once it gets a little bit wet, it sucks. As long as it's dry, it's great. I had another guy in one of my other review put a comment that he bought one of these and put some knobby tires on it for like an off-road bicycle. Bought them at Walmart, I think, and he said that solved the problem and he got super grip. So when these wear out, that's probably what I'll do. I keep the cover off because it does vibrate. It's just loud and it annoys me. So, you know, don't stick your fingers in there and don't do what I do. Do what the manual says, because I don't want to be sued because you cut your fingers off because you're an idiot. But anyway, that's the way I do it. And as you can see, it's been holding up pretty well. I'm happy with everything. Oh, a side benefit here, when with the wheels like this, I don't use the grease fittings anymore. I just spray some lube in there. I have some, it's the chain lube that I use on the chainsaws and kids' bicycle and stuff. I just spray that thick oil in there, and that works great. And I don't have to worry about greasing it because, I don't know, it's easier and faster and I'm lazy, I guess. But anyway, just wanted to let you know how it's going a year. Let's do that again. No editing here. I just wanted to let you know how it was going a year later, and I'm extremely happy with the mower. And it's been working really well. No problems at all except for that bearing. And I think I might be replacing this bearing back here. It was making some noise the other day. I sprayed a little oil on it, and I've done about 4 or 5 mowing since then, and it's been fine, but it'll get replaced either way next season before I use it. So as always, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. Thank you.